welcome to JST, Parma, Norwich, Tuscaloosa, and Utah. We're trying something different today. Cleveland Browns football. This, this is the second time I've attempted to do a football game. The first time I got pretty frustrated with my efforts and I stopped pretty quickly. This time I'm going to try to make it all the way through, and please bear with me if this stinks. We're at Cleveland Stadium as the Cleveland Browns open up their season against the Houston Oilers. It's 73 degrees here on the lakefront. No wind today. And Houston wins the toss, and they will receive. They have Lindsey Cole deep. And Don Cockcroft sets it up to kick. And here's the kickoff. Cole receives it. Passes to 10. He passes to 20. And he makes it to the 28-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Houston on their 28. Houston has Dan Pastorini at quarterback. Dickie Post and Woody Campbell are the running backs. Charlie Joyner and Jim Byrne are the wide receivers. Alvin Reed, the tight end. They have Jerry Sturm at center. Bob Young and Albert Drungo at the guards. Tom Furchness and Sam Walton are the tackles. On defense, the Browns have the tackles will be Walter Johnson and rookie Jerry Shirk. The defensive ends, Ron Snidow and Jack Gregory. The linebackers on the outside are Dale Lindsey and Billy Andrews, with Jim Houston, the old warhorse, at the middle linebacker. Cornerbacks are Ben Davis and Clarence Scott, and the safeties are Mike Howell and Walt Sumner. So here we go. It's 1st and 10 for the Oilers at their 28. It's a handoff to Post. Makes it to about the 30, and there's a flag on the play.
89.
Holding on Alvin Reed. That'll move the ball back to the 14-yard line. That makes it 1st and 24. Interception by Lindsey. Dale Lindsey. Take it all the way. Touchdown, Browns. Like I said, sometimes this game moves too fast for me to follow what's happening. Here's Cockcroft for the extra point. That's good, and the Browns take a 7-0 lead. Here's Cockcroft with the kickoff. Cole has it. He passes to 30. Gets to the 40.
Illegal block. Receiving team, 15-yard penalty.
And another penalty for the Oilers. move it back to the 22-yard line. Let's see here. Dan Pastorini, he is a rookie from Santa Clara College. This is his first game. And it's a handoff to Campbell. Campbell makes it to about the 25. He's tackled by Jerry Shirk. That was a gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6. Handoff to Cole with the sweep. He's tackled by Lindsey. Gain of 5. That makes it 3 and 1 at the 31-yard line. Another handoff to Campbell. He's tackled by Sumner. Did he make it? Yes. That's a gain of 2. First down. It's 1st and 10 at the 33. Hand off the post. He's brought down by Howell. Gain of 1 yard. It's 2nd and 9. Passerini's back to pass. Snyder blindsides him with the sack. He's dropped back, 7-yard loss. It's 3rd and 16. And let's see. Third and 16 for the Oilers. Passerini back to pass. Pass to Joyner. It's complete to the 45. Pass to 50 to the 45. Nope, they're spotting it at the 46-yard line. That was a gain of 27 yards. It's Dan Passerini's first complete pass in his career. First and 10 on the Cleveland 46. Hand off the post. He sweeps. He is brought down by Lindsey. Gain of 2. Makes it 2nd and 8. Houston's in the I formation. Hand off to Campbell. He makes it to about the 42-yard line. Up there spotting it at the 41. That was a gain of 3, so it's 3rd and 5. Passerini back to pass. Throws a screen to Post. Post makes it to the 26, to 27, first down. It's 1st and 10. They're at the Browns' 27-yard line. Passerini back to pass. And he is sacked by Gregory for a loss of 6. That is the second time he's been sacked on this drive. That'll make it 2nd and 16. Passerini back to pass. Throws a joiner, but that was short. Incomplete. 3rd and 16 for Houston. It's a split right. Throws the burn, but Davis slammed in the burn and the ball was knocked loose. Incomplete. Burn wants a flag, but it's not coming. Houston lines up for the field goal. It's up. 40-yard attempt for Mosley. It is no good. This isn't right. Mosley should not be in this game. All right, I got to take a timeout. All right, I'm back. I'm trying to figure out why Mosley is kicking today because he is not supposed to be with the Oilers until week 3. Oh, well. All right, the Browns take over on their 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the Cleveland offense. Bill Nelson gets to start at quarterback. His running backs are Leroy Kelly and Bo Scott. Last year, both Kelly and Scott had nagging injuries through almost all of the season because of preseason injuries that really hampered the Browns' running game. And Cleveland had to rely too much on the pass, and their offense was just terrible last year. The wide receivers are Frank Pitts and Fair Hooker. And the tight end is Milton Moran. They have Fred Hoagland at center. The guards are John Demery and Gene Hickerson. And the tackles are Dick Shafrath and Bob McKay. On defense, the Oilers have at defensive ends are Pat Holmes and Elwin Bethea. They have Mike Tillman at nose tackle. The linebackers are George Webster and Ron Pritchard on the outside, and Garland Boyette and Floyd Rice on the inside. Their quarterbacks are Willie Alexander and Zeke Moore, and the safeties are John Charles and Ken Houston. So Browns, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Here's the handoff. Nelson back to pass. Throws the hooker. Complete at the 30. He's tackled by Moore, brought down at the 32-yard line. At the 31. Was gain of 11 yards. It's 1st and 10. Here's a quick pitch to Leroy Kelly. He makes it to about the 39. So that's a gain of 8. So it's 2nd and 2. There's a handoff to Bo Scott. He makes it to about the 45. First down, Cleveland Browns. First and 10. They go to the I formation. Pitch is in motion. Intercepted by Alexander. And he goes all the way in for a touchdown. Nelson called an audible. And he tried to throw that to Leroy Kelly. It was intercepted. No. Nope, he didn't make it all the way in. He made it to the 1 yard line. It's first and goal. Like I said, I'm not all that good at following what's going on the chalkboard of this game. Here's a handoff to Campbell. And he is in for a touchdown. There's the point after. We are tied at 7. So here's the kickoff. Ken Brown is back deep for the Browns. Makes it to the 32-yard line. Reese Morrison made that return. It was a return of 30 yards. Here's a handoff to Kelly. Quick pitch. Kelly fumbles. Who's got it? Oh, Houston recovers it. Bethea with the recovery. So Houston takes over at the Cleveland 34-yard line. Here's a handoff to Campbell. Sweeps to the left. He is tackled by Houston. That was a gain of 11 yards, so it's first and 10. Pitch to Campbell. He's tackled by Scott at about the 19, at the 18-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain. Handoff to Campbell. To his right, he's tackled by Shirk. Makes it to the 16-yard line. It is 3rd and 3. Ward Walsh checks in for Houston. Handoff to Walsh. To his left, he's tackled by Sumner. Did he make it? Yep, made it. 3-yard gain, first down. So it's first and 10 from the Cleveland 13-yard line. The I formation, Pastorini back to pass. Throws a burn, but it's incomplete. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Pastorini back to pass. Throws another one to burn, but that was a bad throw. That's incomplete. It's 3rd and 10. Back to throw to burn in the end zone. That's incomplete. Davis was all over him, but there's no call, no whistle. So here comes the Oilers field goal unit. 20-yard attempt. Kick is up. It's good. Houston takes a 10-7 lead over the Browns. Here's Pastorini with the kickoff. That'll go to Brown. Makes it to the 20. Got to the 22-yard line. It was a return of 19 yards. He's back. It's a screen pass to Scott. It's complete. Scott has it. He takes it to about the 31. Up there calling it at the 30. That was a gain of 8. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Oilers lead 10-7. Browns have 2nd and 2 at their own 30. Here's a handoff to Kelly. There's a flag on the play. Kelly gets to the 50, to the 48.
Encroachment defense. Number 78, 5-yard penalty.
Tillman called for encroachment on the defense, and they will decline that penalty. That was a 22-yard gain for Kelly on the trap right. Browns are in Houston territory. Nelson's back to pass. To Hooker. It's complete. He is tackled by Moore at the 31. 17-yard gain. Cleveland remains on the march. Pitch to Kelly. To his right. Makes it to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7. Handoff Nelson, back to throw to Morin, incomplete. That'll make it 3rd and 7. Scott, wide right. Nelson's back to throw. Gets it to Kelly. It's complete. Kelly makes it past the 20 to the 16. He's pushed out of bounds. That's a gain of 12. First down. It's a handoff to Scott. Off tackle. Tackled by Holmes. He makes it to the 8. That's 8 yards. Second and 2. McKay's hurt on the play. McKay will stay in the game. Second and 2 on the Houston 8. Hand off to Kelly. He is tackled in the backfield. That's a loss of 4. He's tackled by Holmes at the 12. So they'll make it 3rd and 6. Nelson back to pass. The throw to Pitts. That's incomplete. 4th and 6. They will bring out the field goal unit. And Don Cockcroft will attempt the field goal. 19-yard attempt. Kick is up. It is good. That will tie the game at 10 apiece. We have 11:25 left in the second quarter. Cockcroft with the kickoff. Lindsey Cole is deep. And Cole gets it at the goal line. Brings it out to the 10, to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, 40. He made it to the 46. To 46-yard return. Passerini back to pass. That's complete to Reed. He's tackled by Sumner at the 43-yard line. That was good for 11 yards. First down. And Passerini is forced to call a timeout. So timeout on the field with the score Houston 10, Cleveland 10. Let's look at our 10-minute ticker here. In Cincinnati in the second quarter, Philadelphia and Cincinnati are tied at 7 apiece. Second quarter in Green Bay, the Packers lead the Giants 14-0. Second quarter in San Diego, Chiefs lead the Chargers 14-0. And the second quarter in Denver, Dolphins lead the Broncos 14-7. And the second quarter in St. Louis, Cardinals lead the Redskins 3-0. All right, and we're back. It's 1st and 10 on the Cleveland 43. Pastorini back to pass. Reed has it. He's tackled by Sumner at the 24-yard line. That's a pickup of 19 yards. In the I formation, handoff to Walsh. It's off tackle. He makes it to the 21. That's a 3-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 7. Pastorini back to pass. It's intercepted by Andrews. He makes it to the 29-yard line. Billy Andrews, that's his first interception of the year. He's brought down at the 32 for a return of 15 yards. Second interception of the game, given up by Pastorini. Here's a handoff to Kelly. It's a trap. Kelly makes it to the 45-yard line. First down. That was a 13-yard gain for Leroy Kelly. He has 6 rushes for 44 yards so far today. It's back. It's a screen to Scott. Incomplete. The heavy rush, and he tried to get it away too quickly. So that'll be 2nd and 10. Nelson's back to pass. Pass to Hooker. He was double covered. He dropped it. So that'll be 3rd and 10. Nelson's back to pass. And he is sacked by Bethea. That's a loss of 6. Ball is spotted at the Cleveland 39. It's 4th and 16. Don Cockroft will come out to punt. And it was a 5-yard return for a punt of 43 yards. I forgot to look to see who returned that. All right, 1st and 10 from the Houston 23. It's a handoff the post. The sweep. Tackled by Shirk at the 23. No gain. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Handoff to Walsh. Another sweep. He's tackled by Andrews. That was a 5-yard gain. That'll make it 3rd and 5. Pastorini, he's running with the ball. He is tackled by Johnson. He made it the first down. That was a 7-yard rush. Joe Dawkins checks in for Houston. Oh my God. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, this is terrible. I can't believe I did that. All right, 1st and 10. Pastorini back to pass. It's complete to Byrne. He's tackled by Davis at the 45. That's 1st down, gain of 11. Looks like now you can actually see the play as they unfold. I can't believe I did that. Pastorini back to pass. Complete to Reed at the 36. He makes it to the 34. That's a pickup of 20 yards. Houston is on the march. Hand off to Walsh. He is tackled by Houston. He made it to about the 32. So a gain of 2 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 8. Pastorini back to pass. He throws. That was a short hitch to Byrne. That was incomplete. So that'll make it 3rd and 8. Passes to Dawkins. That's complete. He's tackled by Lindsey near the 1st down. They come out to measure it, and he got it. Made it to the Cleveland 24-yard line. It's 1st and 10. That's a handoff to Campbell. Cleveland was showing blitz. It was an off-tackle run. He was tackled by Shirk at the 21. That was a 3-yard gain. So it's 2nd and 7. Clock is running. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. And Houston will let the clock stop at the 2-minute warning. So we're at the 2-minute warning. It is Houston 10, Cleveland 10. It's 2nd and 7 at the Cleveland 21. Here's a handoff to Campbell. He is stopped by Lindsey. Gain of 1 at the 20. Byrne and Joyner were doubled. This drive has been 10 yards or 10 plays for 57 yards. They took 5 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. 3rd and 6. Pastorini back to pass. They're blitzing. It's complete to Post. Post has it. Makes a pass to 10. To the 7. 13-yard pickup. That'll make it 1st and goal. The clock is running. Pastorini back to pass. Throws a Byrne. It's incomplete. That'll stop the clock. It is 2nd and goal with 1:15 left in the half. Hand off to Campbell. He is brought down by Snido at about the 6. They're spotting it at the 5, gain of 2. So Houston has 3rd and goal. And Houston calls timeout. That's their 2nd timeout. Hand off to Walsh. He punches his way into the end zone. Touchdown. And the extra point is good. It is Houston 17, Cleveland 10. Passerini with the kickoff. Morrison has it. He makes it to the... That was Frank Pitts. Got a block at the 40. He was tackled at 41. That was a 35-yard return. Clock is stopped. We have 52 seconds left. And Cleveland has all 3 of their timeouts. Nelson back to pass. Throw to Hooker. He was double covered. That's incomplete. Nelson back to pass. Throw to Hooker again. Incomplete. More on the coverage. So it's 3rd and 10. Nelson back. Throws to Hooker. Complete. Here come the sticks. He is short by a foot. Cleveland will call timeout. And they are going for it. Nelson's back to pass. There goes Nelson. Running on those gimpy knees. First down. Gain of 1. Cleveland takes a timeout. .24 seconds left. Nelson back to pass. The throw to Morin. Complete. It's out of bounds at the 25. First down. Cleveland is in field goal territory. 15 seconds left. And they're going to bring in the field goal unit. Here's Cockcroft. 26-yard attempt. Kick is up. No good. That was a 33-yard attempt. My mistake. Look at it again. That was wide left. And Houston takes over on the 20. Passerini, handoff to Campbell. Makes it to the 28-yard line. And that will be the end of the first half. So let's see. First half, Houston has they have 14 first downs compared to 8 for Cleveland. They have 70 yards rushing compared to Cleveland's 59. Passerini is 8 for 17 passing with 123 yards, while Nelson is 6 for 13 with 80 yards. Passerini's been sacked twice. Nelson's been sacked once. Both teams have 2 turnovers. Houston is dominated on the clock. And Houston is also doing good at third down. They're 8 for 10 on third down runs, or on third down plays. Houston has 180 yards altogether, while Cleveland has a net yardage of 133. Passerini's been intercepted twice, while Nelson has been intercepted once. Yeah, there's nothing on the ticker, so we'll start the third quarter. Brown is deep for the Browns with Pitts and Morrison in front of him. And here's the kickoff. Pitts will take it. Passes to 10. He passes to 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. 35 makes it to the 40. 45. He made it to the 47-yard line. That was a 42-yard return. Here's a handoff to Kelly. The sweep. Makes a pass to 50. To the 47. That's a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4. And it's a handoff to Scott. He makes a pass to first down, fumble. And Alexander gets it. It's Houston's ball. Houston takes over at their 38. That was a rough play there for the Browns. Here's a handoff to Campbell. He is stopped by Shirk at the 40. That's a 2-yard gain. It's 2nd and 8. Passerini back to pass. Intercepted by Alexander. Or Andrews, rather. That's his 2nd of the game. Third interception of the game given up by Passerini. And the Browns take over on the Houston 31. Nelson pass to Pitts. Alexander brings him down. First down. He made it to the 20. That's a gain of 12. Gary Collins checks in for Cleveland. There's a handoff to Kelly. Sweep to the right side. He makes it to the 20, to the 20, to the 19. No gain. 2nd and 10. Collins in motion. Pass to Hooker, complete to the 5. Touchdown. Fair Hooker. Cleveland held off the blitz. It was a short cross to Hooker, and he scored his first touchdown of the season. Here's Cockcroft with the extra point. It's up and good. That'll make it Cleveland 17, Houston 17. Take a look at the ticker again. 3rd quarter in Cincinnati. The Eagles lead the Bengals 17-7. Shoot. Sorry, I gotta take a quick timeout. I dropped my phone. Sorry, I've been practicing this, but feel like I'm all over the place. The AFC Central is considered a wide open division with each of the 4 teams a possibility to win the division. There's no real favorite. In the division. In Green Bay in 3rd quarter, Packers lead the Giants 14-0. San Diego, 3rd quarter, Chiefs lead the Chargers 21-3. And the 3rd quarter in Denver, Dolphins lead the Broncos 21-17. Broncos look like they're playing them pretty good. Broncos have always been the sad sack of the AFL and AFC. They have never had a winning season. And in St. Louis in the 3rd quarter, the Cardinals lead the Redskins 9-6. All right, and Cockcroft is out to kick. Cole is deep with Moore and Burrow short. Here's the kickoff. Burrow has it. I'm sorry, that was Moore. He made it to the 31. That was a 27-yard return. Hand off the post. He is stopped by Johnson at the 30. No gain. Passerini, he'll take it. Oh, he's sacked by Andrews. That's a loss of 2. Andrews caught him on the blitz. That'll make it 3rd and 12. Passerini back to pass. Pitches it to Campbell. It's complete. Houston knocks him out of bounds at the 32. That was a 3-yard gain. That'll make it 4th and 9. comes the punt unit. Leroy Kelly is back for the return. Kelly gets it. He's at the 25. He had nowhere to go. That was a 44-yard punt with no return. Nelson back to pass. Complete the Pitts at the 35, 36. First down. That was a gain of 12. Here's a handoff to Kelly. Sweep to the right. Makes it to the 39. That was a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Another handoff to Kelly. Makes it to the 49. First down. Boy, a healthy Leroy Kelly makes all the difference, it seems like. He is having a good game today. Here's a handoff to Scott. Makes it past the 50. To the 48. That's a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Nelson back to pass. Dumps it to Kelly. Kelly makes it to the 40. Gain of 8. First down. 1st and 10 on the Houston 40. This drive, 5 plays, they've gone 36 yards. They've taken 3:04 off the clock. Another handoff to Kelly. Breaks the tackle. To the 35, to the 31. Boyette missed the tackle at the 35. Webster pushed him out at the 31. That was a 9-yard rush. Second and 1. Handoff to Scott. Right up the middle. First down. Gain of 3. They make it to the Houston 28. It's 1st and 10. Nelson's back to pass. To Pitts. Incomplete. Nelson to pass again. To Hooker. Oh, it's intercepted by Houston. Ken Houston with his first interception of the year. Aside from his weak knees, that is Nelson's biggest weakness, giving up the interception. Here's a hand off the post. Made about 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8. Houston is at their 26. Pastorini back to pass. Complete to Joyner. Makes it to the 40 to about the 39. That's a 14-yard gain. So it's 1st and 10. Houston on their own 40-yard line. And off the post. Snido takes him down at the 36. That was a loss of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 14. Pastorini back to pass. Completes a short one to post. Jim Houston takes him down. Makes it to the 39-yard line. That was a gain of 3. That'll make it 3rd and 11. Back to pass. There was nobody near that. That may have been a busted play. That was incomplete. So it's 4th and 11. And Houston will punt. Kelly takes it at the 15. Makes it to the 20. Yep, they're marking it at the 18. That was a 46-yard punt by Pastorini and a return of 3 from Leroy Kelly. There's a handoff to Kelly. It's a blitz. Kelly to the 25, to the 30, to the 32. There's a 14-yard run by Leroy Kelly. Bo Scott with the sweep. Made it to about the 33. That's a gain of 1. Cleveland will let the clock run out. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Here in Cleveland, we are tied 17 apiece. So we start the 3rd quarter. Cleveland is 2nd and 9 on their own 33-yard line. Nelson back to pass. He's being blitzed. He is sacked by Pritchard. At the 24, that's a loss of 9. So that brings up 3rd and 18. Nelson drops back. It's a long attempt to Pitts. Alexander knocks it down. That's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Cockcroft with the punt. Boots it to the 32.
Holding, receiving team, 15-yard penalty.
Houston headed at the 45 at the 35. And there's a holding call on Boyette. So Houston takes over at their 22-yard line.
False start. Offense, number 7, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
False start called on Pastorini. That'll make it 1st and 15. Pastorini back to pass. Throws to Campbell, incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 15 for the Oilers. Pastorini back to pass again. Passes up the middle to Byrne. He's covered by Davis. And that was incomplete. So that'll bring up 3rd and 15. Pastorini back to pass. They're blitzing. Complete to Byrne at the 22. He is brought down at about the 24. That was a gain of 7, but that brings up 4th down. And here comes the punt unit. Pastorini to punt. And that is out of bounds. That's a 43-yard punt. It is spotted at the Cleveland 33. So we have a timeout on the field. This is WJST, Parma, Norwich, Tuscaloosa, and Utah. We have 12:55 left in the game. Cleveland's 1st and 10 on their 33. We're tied at 17 apiece. Nelson back to pass. Up the middle to Morin. That's complete. He makes it to the 45. First down. That was a 12-yard gain. Here's a handoff to Kelly. To his right. He is stuffed by Holmes. At the 42. That's a, excuse me, a 3-yard loss. Kelly, 13 attempts. He has rushed for 83 yards today. That brings up 2nd and 13. Handoff to Scott. He makes it to the 45, to the 46. That's a gain of 4, so it's 3rd and 9. Nelson's back to pass. Intercepted by Charles. Pitts and Charles had it, and Charles pulled it away. That's John Charles' first interception of the year. That is the 3rd interception given up by Nelson. He and Pastorini each have 3 interceptions today. Houston takes over on their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10, they're in the I formation with Dickey Post at the fullback. Pastorini throws to Byrne. Makes it to the 45-yard line. First down. That's a gain of 11. That's complete to Walsh. He is tackled by Lindsey at the 45. No gain. So it's 2nd and 10. Pastorini back to pass. Throws a burn. That's incomplete. That'll make it 3rd and 10. Pastorini back to pass. Dumps it to Walsh. Walsh makes it to the 47. That was a loss of 2. That'll make it 4th and 12. Here's the punt unit. Kelly's back, and that is out of bounds.
Offsides, offense, 5-yard penalty.
We'll accept that, and we'll punt it again. Kelly takes it at the 5, to the 10, to the 15. He made it to the 14. That was a punt of 47 and a return of 9. This is back to throw it. Tosses it to Scott. Scott makes it to about the 23. Gain of 9, so it's 2nd and 1. Hand off to Kelly. The sweep. That was an off tackle. Gained 2 yards. He is 1st down. And Gene Hickerson is slow getting up. He is coming off the field. Hurt his elbow, and they don't know if he'll be back. He is replaced by Copeland. 1st and 10. Nelson's calling an audible. Throws short to Hooker. That was incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Nelson's back to pass to Hooker. It's incomplete by Moore. Zeke Moore with the interception. Oh, his 4th interception of the game. Hand off the post. Brought down by Johnson. No gain. 2nd and 10. Pastorini, another hand off the post. He's brought down by Snido at about the 28. That's a gain of 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. Pastorini back to pass. Joyner can't hold on to it. And it looks like Jim Houston is coming out of the game. Here comes the field goal unit for Houston.
Holding, offense, 15-yard penalty.
35-yard attempt for Mosley. Pass me to hole. Here's the kick. No good. Wide left. Holding call on the offense. That will be declined. So with 5:27 left in the game, Cleveland takes over at their 20. We're tied at 17 apiece. Hand off to Kelly. He's going up the middle. He makes it to about the 28, or the 23, sorry. 3-yard gain. Here's a pitch to Scott. He's got room. He makes it past the 30 to the 35. Made it to the 36. First down. Hand off to Kelly. He makes it to the 30. Back to the 36. No gain. Nelson's back to pass. To Hooker. That's incomplete. That'll make it 3rd and 10. Collins comes in and Bo Scott goes out. Nelson's back to pass. Complete to Hooker. He made it to the 46. That was a gain of 8. That makes it 4th and 2. And they're going to go for it. Here's a handoff to Kelly. Does he make it? He makes it. First down. He made it to the Cleveland 49. It's 1st and 10. That was a gain of 5. Made the pitch right. That was a nice gamble by the Browns. Here's a handoff to Kelly. Off tackle, he makes it to the 42. That was a 9-yard gain. That's 102 yards today for Leroy Kelly. And Cleveland lets the clock run out. It's the 2-minute warning. We have 2 minutes left in the game. Cleveland 17, Houston 17. See if the ticker's up. 4th quarter, Eagles lead the Bengals. 14-10. There's 10 seconds left in that game. 6 seconds left. Packers lead the Giants 17-7. 4 seconds left. The Chiefs lead the Chargers 31-10. 1 second left. The Dolphins lead the Broncos 31-17. And with 17 seconds left, the Redskins lead the Cardinals 20-15. So we have 2 minutes to go. Cleveland has the ball on the Houston 42. It's a handoff to Kelly. Kelly makes it to the 40 to the 39. First down. Kelly takes it to the left. He makes it to the 36. That's a gain of three. And the Browns will take their first timeout. Nick Skorich coaching his first game today as Browns head coach. He spent 3 years in the early 60s as a coach of the Eagles. He was the offensive coordinator for Blanton Collier. Collier retired at the end of last season because he was having too much trouble with his hearing. All right, it's 2nd and 7. Browns are on the Oilers' 36-yard line. Here's a handoff to Scott. He goes straight. He makes it to the 32. 4 yards. That's 3rd and 3 for Cleveland. Third and 3. Handoff to Kelly. Did he make it to the first down? Here comes the chain gang. It is just short. Fourth and inches. They're going to take a timeout. And they are going to go for it. Hands off to Kelly. Punches through. First down. Browns take their last timeout. And they're going to go for the field goal. Would have liked to have maybe one more rush, but I don't think I have time. Here's Cockroft with the field goal. Wide left, no good on a 31-yard attempt. So the Oilers take over at the 20. With 34 seconds left, they have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Hand off the post. He is dropped at the 24. Wow, the 25. That's a 5-yard gain. Houston calls time. Passerini with the pass. Complete the burn. That's a first down. Stepped out at the 34. That's a gain of 9. He's tackled by Johnson. That's a gain of 1 at the 35. 14 seconds left. Houston calls timeout. That pass is complete to Reed. He is tackled by Sumner. That was a gain of 2. 3rd and 7. 6 seconds left. Deflected by Scott. No catch. And that's the end of the game. Here in Cleveland at the opening day for Cleveland in the NFL 1971 season, they tie the Oilers 17-17. It was turnovers hurt Cleveland, interceptions. In the first quarter, Houston was able to parlay an interception to a touchdown. Then Cleveland returned the favor in the third. On a Cleveland interception, they followed up with a touchdown. Cockcroft was only 1 for 3 for field goals. He missed 2. While Mosley was 1 for 3. I don't like how Mosley appeared in this game because I have him set to start with Houston in week 3. Both of the quarterbacks, they were, pass reading was 17 for 33 with 170 yards, 3 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. Nelson was 13 for 27 for 160 yards. He was intercepted 4 times. But he threw for a touchdown. He was sacked twice. Leroy Kelly rushed for 116 yards. He averaged over 5 yards a carry, just like Bo Scott averaged over 5 yards a carry. He was 9 for 51. Browns' rushing game looked a lot better than it did last year already. Fairhooker was 5 for 11 in receptions, and he caught a touchdown pass. Andrews had 2 interceptions for 35 yards, and Lindsey had an interception. And 4 different Oilers had interceptions. Moore, Charles, Houston, and Alexander. Browns didn't have any penalties called against them. I'm glad to see that. Seemed like they had a lot of penalties called last year. I apologize for how bad this whole thing went. Next week, the Browns go to Baltimore, take on the Colts. The Colts this week beat the Jets 34-7. Pittsburgh beat Chicago 28-7, so they take first place in the AFC Central. Cincinnati lost 14-10 against Philadelphia, and Cleveland and Houston tied. So next week it'll be Cleveland against Baltimore. Baltimore is 1-0. And I hope you enjoyed this kind of shoddy broadcast. Thank you for watching.